And nevertheless, as we continue to stress, as much as visitors come here to mourn, the very spirit of the International March of the Living is to additionally serve as a pledge to build a better world for all of humanity as part of a larger celebration of people who not only survived, but went on to strengthen and build families in their own communities and live very, very full lives after the war. Barbara Frankiss, MBE from Warsaw, was just 1 year old when the Nazis invaded Poland in September of 1939. I asked her to tell us about some of her experiences.
I was born in Warsaw, 1938. Lived in Warsaw and what was later the ghetto, in a very nice street. Come from a middle class. My father was a doctor and he practiced until, I think, 1940. And after that, he was taken. We all had to go to the ghetto, which was shut off. He must have been taken away because I lost trace of him at the time. My mother did. I was in the ghetto for a year or two, I don't know. I was first in eastern Poland and came back from eastern Poland to go to the ghetto. Then we were there. And eventually, my mother and I were smuggled out of the ghetto. She was placed with other group of other Jews in a basement of a tenement building. I was put with a Polish family. It was looked after, inverted commas, in their flat. They were paid by my mother. Unfortunately, my mother with a group of other people, they were betrayed for a 12 kilo of flour by a Pole. That was the reward.
Unimaginable.
And the Germans came in, took everyone out to be shot, and their habit was that every Pole had to watch it as a deterrent. So they made sure that everyone came down from from every flat in a tenement building. They meticulously checked. I came down as well. Fortunately, I couldn't see it because I was little. My view was blocked. I was 5. And unfortunately, she was shot with all the other people. I only found out yesterday or Monday that my mother was actually buried in a Warsaw cemetery in a general pit where they put all the bodies. And I was only told by complete chance because I've got in touch with a Polish historian, or he got in touch with me. And he's done a lot of research, found out where I lived and what happened to my mother. What happened then? When my mother stopped paying because she was dead, the guy actually decided to get rid of me. So he took me to the nearest woods on the outskirts of Warsaw, left me there in December, which was snowing and cold, took my coat away and left me there to die. Well, I didn't die. I was there for a whole night. I was there subsequently for a day and another night. I didn't move from the spot because I naively thought that he actually lost me and would come back. So I didn't dare to move from the spot. I was subsequently found by boys sledging who took me to the local police station. From then, I had to go to a German police station to be examined whether I was Jewish or not. And conclusion was that I wasn't because A, I didn't have a Jewish accent, B, I was well prepared and briefed before I was smuggled out from the ghetto to learn all the Catholic prayers, which I could recite. So then I went back to the Polish police station, and one of the policemen adopted me, took me there, and looked after me, he and his wife. They gave me a new lease of life, new childhood, and I was with them to after the liberation, when eventually in spring 1946, my father, who survived, found me in the middle of the country, no longer in Warsaw, and he brought me back. I was with him. He knew his wife was dead. He didn't know anything about me, and he and his new girlfriend, who became his wife later on, had felt was their responsibility to look for me. And after painstaking search, they found me.
What a miracle.
Yes, and I lived with them until I left Poland with them 1958, went to United States, and in United States I lived in New York. I studied at New York University. Then I went on a holiday to Israel, and on the way to Israel I met a British guy, and a year later he came over to the States. We got married, and I came to the UK, and I've been there ever since.
Did you have children?
I have two children, one David, one Andrew, two boys, quite bright, both well educated in Cambridge, both lawyers, and very happy with the family.
What is your message to them about endurance, resilience, and the triumph over evil?
Make sure that the evil which will always exist, try to fight it as much as possible. Take the world seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously. Think of other people before you think of yourself. Be charitable and fight racism and ignorance, which is racist. The reason for racism is ignorance, as much as possible within your capabilities. Fight it and don't allow to surface too much, because then the Holocaust or similar genocides will repeat.
You've been here to Auschwitz before. How many times?
As fourth or fifth time,
Why do you come?
because I go to the March of the Living. We march from Auschwitz to Birkenau every year because we are alive. That's why it's called March of the Living. But these people, previous generations of my generation or the previous to me, marched the same thing to death. We march and we love life and we celebrate life, and we march and show that Hitler did not win. We're still here, and hopefully we're going to be here for generations.
Barbara Frankiss, thank you so much for joining us. We're very happy to have you here.